Hello, good evening. Today is July 29, 2022, and tomorrow, July 30, is the birthday of a man I highly respect and admire, the former president of the Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Dr. Dante G. Guevara, my superior when both of us were still connected with the government. Uh, I will focus my blog in this YouTube channel to honor or definitely my way of greeting this man who is not only a friend but I consider a big brother. Well, in blogging about him, I decided to cite some beautiful gems from his own book, his autobiography entitled a Brave Man's Odyssey. Not everybody has a copy of that book, I know. Hindi naman ito na sa Ito ay special edition lang, special publication na na-distribute ng kanyang birthday. Ito yung kanyang autobiography. A Brave Man's Odyssey is an autobiography of a man who defied all odds from the time he was born, no? Or he was in the womb of his mother, dun pa lang sa tiyan ng nanay niya, to the time he was catapulted to the Presidency of the Polytechnic University of the Philippines, the biggest university in the Philippines in terms of student population. In the preface of his book, it states, or he wrote, "For one could already see how tall and strong the bamboo will be just by looking at its shoot." And this has become, for him, a food for thought. Given by no less than by his father. And because of that, it kept on reverberating on the mind of Sir Dante, that particular statements from his father. It served as one of his guideposts all throughout his childhood. He also had another guidepost, and this is from his grandmother. Sabi ng kanyang lola sa kanya, "Every man should strive to leave a good legacy to his family, and doing so successfully is a mark of a good man." So itong dalawang ito ay naging guidepost ni Sir Dante sa kanyang personal journey. As a man, as a human being, as a professional, as a leader, as a public servant, as a friend, and as a family man. Yung isa pang naging guidepost ni Sir Dante ay yung adage na, "It takes a village to raise a child." And so, because of this, Sir Dante looked back to his own community, lalo na sa Santo Tomas, where he was born, actually his town, reckoning what he had done to make it a better place for all. Kaya isa sa kanyang contribution dito, hindi lang nung siya ay naging konsehal, ay yung mailagay doon ng isang branch ng PUP, ang PUP Santo Tomas. Walang makakabura niyan sa kasaysayan ng PUP. That's Sir Dante's great contribution to education in that particular town of Santo Tomas, the province of Batangas, in the province of Batangas. Sir Dante is a good son. And because he is a good son, he paid homage to his parents in this particular book about his life. And he said, I owe my parents everything for what I am today. They are the tree, and I am the fruit they bore. Ganda, no? They built me up, bit by bit, brick by brick, as the edifice symbolic of their dreams and expectations. End of quote. Ang ganda. And because of them, Sir Dante promised and made a vow that no matter what happens, he would never let his parents down. Sir Dante's life is a life of challenges, of trials, of tremendous obstacles, a life of drama, which started when he was still in the womb of his mother at the time of the country's dark history, the Japanese time, when Sir Dante was born. That was the time the Japanese were going berserk already because of their impending defeat, and they were killing every Filipino they could lay their eyes on. And Sir Dante wrote about this episode in the life of his family. It was supremely ironic that in the midst of wanton death and epic inhumanity of the last Pacific War, my mother was fighting her own battle to save the gift of life in her womb. Nahulog pa nga raw sa isang parang bangin, para yatang balon. Yung nanay niya ibuntis sa kanya. Kaya napakadrama ng buhay ni Sir Dante. But Sir Dante was destined to live. He was born while his parents were running away from the Japanese. At napakabait daw niya na bata, sabi ng nanay niya, because hindi daw siya umiiyak. Talagang tahimik siya bilang isang bata. And giving homage to his grandparents also, Sir Dante wrote, Lola Elena's racial stock, yung na kanyang grandmother, originated from Quemoy, China. Her father was one of the boat people who boldly tried to migrate from China during the political upheaval in the mainland. His Lolo Ireneo, the father of his father, was a wise man whose father was a katipunero. So nasa dugo nila yung pagiging mapagmahal, paglaban para sa bayan. He was good-looking, whose presence was electrifying, and commanded great respect. He sired 9 children. Dami, no? When he was young and in the grade school, Sir Dante recalled the embarrassment he experienced when he forgot the lines of a poem he was to recite in a school program. And recalling this moment, ito nagbigay ng humor naman sa kanyang autobiography. Sabi ni Sir Dante dito, I was carried away by the attention of the audience. Their thunderous clapping distracted me, and I lost my full concentration. I suddenly groped for words, stammered, stuttered, and forgot the rest. My hands started to tremble, and I started to cry. The audience laughed, and I was so embarrassed. Yun ang kanyang embarrassment na naaalala nung bata siya. Another drama in the life of Sir Dante was when his mother was struck by lightning and how he saved her from death. A remarkable feat for a young boy of 10. Nung siya ay natamaan ng kidlat ang nanay niya, halos namatay na, pero nakagawa siya ng paraan at nailigtas niya ang kanyang nanay. Sabi niya gano'n sa kanyang libro, that incident about mother being struck by lightning, tested my character. I was courageous, focused, determined, and collected. My courage, according to the Barrio folk, was so inspiring, contagious, and worth emulating. As a young boy, left by his father, nag-aral dito sa Maynila, sa Manuel Rojas, nag-high school si Sir Dante. He was left to his aunt in Manila para matapos niya ang kanyang pag-aaral. And Sir Dante recalled how he crossed over the wall, kung tagal Paco kayo, malaman ninyo ito, the wall separating Pabia Street and Paco from the railroad tracks, squeezing his lanky body through the spaces between the barbed wire. with his books and other school paraphernalia tied with a baka rope on his back for him to save his 10-centavo jeepney fare. Ganun kahirap ang naging buhay niya, pagtitipid niya. Sabi niya, I spent my time reading when hunger knocked in. I kept my mind very busy to divert my craving for foods. And he continued, these childhood lessons enabled me to conduct myself in a manner acceptable to the social standards. I was also able to imbibe self-discipline. Hence, I was able to trade comforts and closeness to my family for something greater than my education. For something greater, my education. So, mahalaga sa kanya yung edukasyon. Sir Dante reminisces his high school life at the Manuel A. Rojas High School in Paco, Manila. The same school where I also graduated from high school. In this school, he got involved in theater, got interested in literature, and his having only one pair of khaki pants, he recalled that very well in this autobiography. He had only one pair of khaki pants, which actually this one pair of khaki pants taught him many values in life, and he wrote about that. My pair of pants taught me to be neat, careful, clean, frugal, happy, and content. It inspired me to work very hard, to persevere, to be diligent, and to aspire for excellence in my work. In order to have a little money, extra money, Sir Dante became a cigarette and newspaper vendor. This actually, itong cigarette and newspaper vendor days niya, paved the way for him to discover his entrepreneurial prowess. Sabi niya, this episode in my life taught me the value of hard work. It made me realize that there is no such thing as a free lunch. You must work hard to achieve your dream and to turn it into a reality. In recalling his life as a janitor and a messenger, nung magtatrabaho na siya, he wrote, and I will quote, I always reminded myself that I need to be known as a person of commitment, persistence, and endurance, even as a janitor during my early work experience. This is where I drew my strength in all my undertakings. This enabled me to do extraordinary things. As a young man, of course, he fell in love. The first woman he fell in love with ay isang babaeng nagngangalang Loverna. And sabi niya, his love for this woman made him daring and self-centered. Unfortunately, they did not end up together. Sir Dante narrated his involvement in the country's labor movement, his getting into public service, his earning the trust and confidence of Dr. Nemesio Prudente, former president of the PUP, and the loss of his younger brother when Dr. Prudente was ambushed. Kumpleto talaga yung drama ng buhay ni Sir. Namatay pa yung kapatid niya, na-ambush kasama nung inambush si Dr. Prudente. Sir Dante became PUP president in 2004. He said of his rise to the PUP presidency, my rise to PUP presidency was the antithesis of a walk in the park. Of this chapter in his life, Sir Dante wrote, in the course of my life, I have discovered what things truly matter and what to count as true wealth. Yes, there were many sticks and stones thrown at me because of the wrong impression some people have towards me, and I accept that they are a part of my journey to happiness. They make success even sweeter. No matter what, I will always stand firm. Ending his autobiography, Sir Dante wrote, the sunset of my life is close at hand. I am prepared to face the final judgment for all my deeds. When the day of reckoning comes, my wish is for my heart to be free of burdens, regret, and resentment. For a human heart to be light, it must be filled with love and quick to forgive. His parting statements to his readers, and I will quote, "Try to find the courage within you, the way I have come to find mine. For once you do, this courage will make you brave and limitless, and it will take you to your aspirations. Be brave to leave your comfort zone and course the seas of experience waiting for you out there. Finally, give yourself to your plight, to your personal odyssey, to achieve your dreams." End of quote. How do I look at Sir Dante? Sir Dante is a builder. During his PUP presidency, many structures were built. They are tangible proofs of his being a builder. Punta kayo sa PUP. Yung mga nakatayong structure doon, halos naipagawa lahat ngayon. Marami doon. But more than a builder of edifices, Sir Dante is a builder of relationships. And for me, this is more important. It is not seen by the naked eyes, but it is felt by the heart. Sir Dante was a very hard-working leader. I would see him in the graduate school almost every Sunday when I was still the dean, checking on the progress of the renovation of the buildings and offices. He has an aesthetic sense, which was absent in many leaders I worked with in the past. And for this, I admire him more. I found someone who shared my passion for beauty and the arts. Under him, I got the full support for the physical transformation of the PUP graduate school. Sir Dante never meddled in my management of the graduate school. He never dictated on me. If someone sought his assistant for admission to the GS, he would refer the person to me for action I deem appropriate. He never summoned me to his office to tell me to accommodate the person. He is one person is very rich in wisdom. Every encounter with him is an opportunity for intellectual enrichment. I became more mature in my judgment after each meeting I have with him. He would always tell me, "We must understand that some people are forced to do things which may not be acceptable to many of us, but for some reason, they must do it. So instead of drifting away from those people, we must broaden our understanding of them." Ilan pa kayang leaders ang ganyan, ano? Yung maiintindihan ng kanilang mga tauhan. Whenever Sir Dante and I meet, we talk like brother and sister who trust each other very much. He entrusts me with many information. He alone was freebie too, but found it safe to share it with me, and I do the same to him. And to me, Sir Dante will always be the true friend I will treasure, a brother I will trust, and the leader I will always respect and look up to. And the builder of relationships which many leaders should emulate, that is Sir Dante. For edifices can collapse when a strong earthquake occurs or be destroyed by fire and other calamities. But human relationship built and nurtured will forever live in the hearts of people. And so, for Sir Dante, this is my way of greeting you. Happy birthday. I don't know how old you are or how young you are, but definitely God has blessed you so much, has given you so much blessings because you have been a good person, a good leader, a truly understanding leader who always understands his people, the people working under him. Sir Dante, happy birthday.